Holy cow! I've got to do this quick. I'm worried Thor may come and get me. I don't know. That's pretty crazy what's going on right there. It's a good movie, though, if you hadn't seen it yet. Anyway, let's talk about a couple of philosophers, and let's talk about some scientific revolution people at the same time. Just got my hair all frizzled. First, let's talk again about Jean-Jacques Rousseau, because yesterday we talked about the social contract theory and his beliefs on the social contract theory, but at the same time, he also believes in a direct democracy. That means that all people cast all votes, and whatever votes they make is the decisions that are passed. Jean-Jacques Rousseau, remember, that social contract. Individuals give up freedoms in order for the government to protect them. Now, next, let's talk about Voltaire. Voltaire plays a massive role, especially in the amendments to our Constitution, because Voltaire believes in freedom of speech, freedom of religion, and also the separation of church and state. Voltaire was quoted as saying, you know, I may not agree with what you have to say, but I'll defend your right to say it. Now let's talk about some of our scientific revolution people. These people kind of modify history and change things the way, good Lord, Thor, change the way that things play out for us here in the modern world. First, let's talk about this guy known as Copernicus. Copernicus creates this theory known as a heliocentric universe. This is something that's entirely different of the time period. Heliocentric universe meaning the sun is the center of the universe. Sun, center of the universe, and all planets revolve around the sun. Now, for years and years, people believed that Earth was the center of the universe. So this defies the teaching of the Catholic Church. Copernicus was scared himself. He didn't even publish his book. He had someone publish his book for him after he was dead, so he didn't have to deal with what consequences may come down because of what he was teaching. Next person let's talk about is Galileo. Galileo, he modifies the telescope. Okay, he can see out there. He can see constellations. And one thing that he kind of hears about is this guy known as Copernicus teaching about this heliocentric universe. Now, the heliocentric universe, Galileo looks at it and says, you know what, this is true, this is right. So he actually starts teaching about the heliocentric universe. Again, sun's the center of the universe and all planets revolve around the sun. Now, one thing that happens to Galileo, though, is he's called to the Inquisition by the church. And the church asks him to say, will you recant? Will you take back? Is everything you're teaching a lie? Galileo was worried for his life, so he actually did recant and said that all of his teachings were in fact a lie. And Galileo was placed on house arrest basically for the remainder of his life. But then this guy, Johann Kepler, comes into play. Now Kepler, pretty significant guy, comes up with the 3 laws of planetary orbit. Now, these 3 laws would in fact use science to prove the heliocentric theory is correct. Showing that, again, the sun's the center of the universe, and all planets revolve around the sun. Thor, I hope you're happy about what I'm doing right now, because you're back there yelling, don't know what you're thinking. Yeah, he's a powerful guy. Last guy I want to talk to you about is this guy known as Isaac Newton. Isaac Newton comes up with the laws of motions. Remember, we all know the old story of Isaac Newton sitting under the apple tree and the apple falling on his head. He comes up with these laws of motions to prove that all planets do, in fact, orbit. The Earth rotates constantly. And laws of motion proves that gravity is a real deal. Anyways, I know this one was short. Hope you enjoyed it. You'll have a great day. Thor, take care, buddy.